Good evening. This is Peter Booker, and tonight I want to give the forecast for Lynchburg, Virginia on February the 20th, 2018. Now I want to talk about the forecast tonight, but I also want to discuss a key concept from meteorology called cold air damming, which highly impacts central Virginia during the winter months. Now before we get to that, I want to discuss the current conditions. We have a temperature of 47 degrees in Lynchburg. Our dew point is 46, and this makes for a relative humidity of 97%. The winds are out of the southwest currently at 3 miles per hour, and our barometer is showing 30.38 inches and falling. Now, as far as the concept of cold air damming, what typically is needed is a chain of mountains. And we do have that along the east coast of North America with the Appalachian Mountains that run basically from the state of Maine south and westward into North Georgia. Now, as we get into the mountains of North Georgia, and especially north and east into the Shenandoah National Park of Virginia, there is a wall of mountains that forms here. And what that provides for is cold air damming to set up. And we typically see that when high pressure is set up over the northeastern states. And this will tend to pump down winds out of the north and east, which will then run perpendicular to the mountains in central Virginia. And we can see that in the diagram here to our left, where that cold air begins to dam up on the eastern side of the mountains. And this shallow layer of cold air can sometimes produce freezing rain and sleet in our region. So who is typically impacted by this? The cities of Lynchburg, Charlottesville, and Roanoke are typically three big cities in our state that are impacted by cold air damming. Now, will that be happening this week? Likely not. We'll have temperatures reaching record highs possibly on Wednesday afternoon. Highs reaching the mid-70s possibly on Wednesday. Now, before we get to Wednesday, we can see on the radar map rainfall extending from Texas north and eastward into the Great Lakes overnight, and snowfall on the back edge of the system extending into, let's say, Minnesota and even the Dakotas overnight. Now, as we look at the forecast highs for Tuesday, we can see 80s over Kentucky, which really matches the temperatures we're seeing in South Florida, which is not something we typically see this time of year. It's more common in spring and summer. Even further north and east, let's say into Burlington, Vermont, a temperature of 53 degrees in the afternoon, which is very rare for them. Now, as we look at the forecast map for Tuesday, we can see rainfall extending from Maine south and westward into the state of Texas, where even a few thunderstorms are possible in the afternoon here. Again, on the back side of the cold front, we can see ice and snow, especially as you head into the state of Minnesota. Now, as we head further into Wednesday, we can see that cold front moving into the Ohio Valley, and with it the showers and thunderstorms. Not likely impacting our region until probably Thursday, where we have a 50% chance of rain in the afternoon. Now, before we get to Thursday, we can see the rainfall that's expected for the Midwest, on the order of maybe 2 inches of rain from lower Michigan, south and westward into Texas. So a lot of rain here. And this even extends, let's say, into northern New York around Buffalo as well. As far as the 3-day forecast for central Virginia, on Tuesday expect a high of 72 and a low of 60 under partly cloudy skies. Now on Wednesday, mostly cloudy conditions, a slight chance of rain in the afternoon with a high of 76 and a low of 58. Moving ahead to Thursday, we can see a high of 64 and a low of 44, a 50% chance of rain in the afternoon. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's forecast. Please leave feedback concerning the cold air damming. I would really appreciate that from anyone that does. Have a great Tuesday.